Alright, hello everyone, we are back with the camp build, and this was the one that I've been promising for a while now, the Brotherhood of Steel themed camp. Because, if you don't already know, from Fort Atlas down the road and up the road there are two posts, well, one each of course. This is one of them, this is the one at the towards south, and where there's gonna be the setup turret and two Brotherhood of Steel initiate guys, or hopefuls rather, just, being around and guarding the area, which, what it means? Well, it means free security for your camp. So you can, by the way, just put down a camp right here without any hassle, it's not a restricted area or anything. And you can include these guys into your camp and they will actually defend it. So that's why we are going to be building right here. So let's see what we've got built up already, because I did start with the foundations. Nothing very major, but the foundations are here. So this one here is just the vault floors, which you should have, I think, pretty much all of you just when the, shelters, camp shelters dropped down on us. So this was a sort of free items that you got with it. It's going to be the latest or the last one in your floor section. Then we've got the Brotherhood of Steel, station that you got in the $30 bundle. And again, nothing is built in here yet. But I did build up this thing, it's kind of like just a foundation in the middle of, or in front of it, because sadly you cannot attach any stairs to the entrance of this thing, so you kind of need to make do with making yourself a makeshift entrance like this, so that you are not just, floating in the air when you're walking up to this thing. Next up, we've got, of course, the Brotherhood of Steel station, field station, sorry, that you got from the previous season, which now ended. But if you got it, then you have this little thing, which is lovely. Then we've got another few foundations here with the, I think it was the Slocum's Joe bundles flooring that you could get. This will be the infirmary for the Brotherhood of Steel. And, while these are here kind of like in almost like a mini town, I guess you could say, or a outpost of the Brotherhood of Steel, I did build up this here before here, because this is gonna be supposedly the building that was already here. The Brotherhood of Steel was building around it. This is a Rurich Caravan Co's outpost sort of thing, and it's not lit up yet because I don't have any power in the thing, but then it will be a bit more, visible, I guess you could say, that there is a greenhouse outside for my crops, which is again part of the camp. And yep, that's pretty much everything, just, the basic stuff that's set up here, not much else to talk about. So I'm gonna jump into it and start building up the things one by one and see how it will go. So, let's start with the sort of gym, I guess.
Yippee-yay, there'll be no wedding bells for today. 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 Today, today, today. As I go riding merrily along, jingle jangle, and they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle jangle, and that song ain't so very far from wrong. Jingle jangle. And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Jingle jangle. jingle, jingle jangle. Today, jingle jangle. They sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle jangle. Today, jingle jangle. Jingle jangle. Jingle jangle. Jingle jangle. Jingle jangle.
Alright, so here we are done with the camp finally. This is how it looks overall in a whole entire picture. It's kind of nice. I guess I do manage to achieve the sort of town look that I was going for, or rather the outpost, I guess. You know, it's kind of busy. The main thing that you need to do whenever you try to do these sort of settlement type of buildings is that you need to sort of establish a middle line. In my case, it was the road, and just build around that. So, you know, you have like a central focus point, so to speak, around which you need to build. So yeah, that's pretty much it from like the exterior view. So let's go inside each and every building and see how they look like from the inside. First of all, we've got the gym, of course, with some nice decor outside, but again, nothing too fancy. I was using the Vault-Tec walls for this one, the ones that you were supposed to be using in the inside of the new shelters, but I thought this was actually matching with the theme. The only downside is that you cannot use wallpapers on these, sadly, but again, I think still looks good enough for it to be a gym. We've got some baseball equipment and some dumbbells here, again, to match the theme. I was kind of thinking what I could do to make it sort of, you know, gym themed, but I guess this was the closest one I could get. There might be some new other string equipments, but these did as well the job just fine. There is the baseball bat for the baseball stat as well, but of course you cannot place that down on a display case like this. We've got the weight benches here, so that's nice. We got the bench here to just, you know, sit down and relax a bit if you are feeling a bit tired. We've got the sink here because, you know, that's kind of nice to clean your hands and whatnot whenever you are a bit sweaty. We've got the punching bag thing, which from the newest season. And we've got some lockers here to put down your equipment if you want to change down into your gym suits, I guess. So that's pretty much it. Not too much, but does the job quite fine, I would say. Next up, we have got the big recon tower, or whatever this is called. Scouting tower, sorry, almost. Let's see that nice door animation. There we go. I managed to actually get the conduit through. I know it doesn't look too nicely, but was the only way to get it inside because there is no windows on this thing. Or you could, I guess, lay it up there, but again, that's harder to do than than you would imagine, probably. We've got the nice little decontamination shower right away, but I managed to do it, you know, switch-based so that you can switch it on and off. Because let's be honest, most people who come in here might be bloodied builds and they don't want their rats to go away. And since this is the only way inside, this is gonna be a toggleable thing. Now, next up, we've got the, you know, shelf glitch used to kind of place these things down here. And again, nothing much, but it's still better than you would just put it on the top shelf because that looks a bit stupid to me. We've got the Brotherhood of Steel, well, just normal, guess, size style, the power armor racks, as well as the other crafting benches and whatnot. We've got some extra decor on the chemistry workbench because I feel like that looks a bit plain in comparison to the others. But with these flower pots, it actually looks a bit nicer, so that's cool to see, I guess. We've got the two Brotherhood of Steel lockers from the bundle, as well as some American flag to fill up the emptiness of the wall. And some of the conduits going up there, because if you manage to lead it up all the way up there, then you can get power even on the top floor, which we will need, as you will see soon enough. But let's move up and see what's on the second floor. We've got the sort of barracks, I guess you could say, the sleeping areas for the soldiers here. Only 3 beds, but again, gonna be good enough for me. Just some bunk beds and whatnot, some full wall decor to make it a bit more, I guess, personal. And a hangout area here with a thing, because apparently this thing is not a hatch, so you cannot close it. So in, you know, colder times you will need some sort of a heating appliance, which this does perfectly. And a bit of a darts board on the walls to kind of heat the time, I guess. And last but not least, of course, the top floor, which is gonna be a radio satellite array thing. Again, we have a you know, desk here for scribbling down notes. This is gonna be a walkie-talkie. It's not a spooky sound machine. Ignore what the text says. And we've got the Future Tech World Globe, because of course that's useful for scouting tower. The entire setup with the radios and whatnot, as well as the new clean office cabinets, which does look quite nice, I have to say. We've got, last but not least, the satellite dish that we can scan with. Again, kind of nice that you can have these sticking out areas and then put these down, because it does go there quite well. Alright, this is the top floor, and let's go over to the next building, which is gonna be our field station. And if you don't already know, by the way, you have these switches that you can use to close the door, because if you open a door, then they kind of mold into the mesh of the building, but you can still close and open them with the switches. So that's nice, I guess. If you didn't know, by the way, we've got the round table, which is actually a rectangle table, but whatever. And some other miscellaneous furniture to fill up the buildings and make it a bit more, I guess, homely, despite it not being a home. And we've got the communist military safe, which I don't know why it's a communist thing, but I just use it as a normal safe. And some more of the clearing office cabinets for the secret data to be stored, as well as another cabinet here and the wall fan to kind of circulate the area's air. Before we go any further, you can see the kind of middle section of the road if you haven't already. We got some power conduits over there going on, as well as the power generator going to the side. A sort of guard post here, and there is the entrance which you can go through with the Brotherhood of Steel sort of insignia, I guess. And let's go over to the med bay now. This thing, of course, is equipped with everything that you probably need in a med bay. If you have just some, a few illnesses that are easy to cure, then just use the auto doc. However, if you do want something more serious to be cured, then just go and register at the registry desk here. We have got some decor going on there, as well as the patient's bed if you want to get examined or something. Some miscellaneous junk gathered around the world from, to kind of match the clinic theme, as well as a site test poster or however you want to call this. Some other posters to go along with promoting good health, as well as some inner decor like the wheelchair, which is quite nice to have, especially since it's free. And some other stuff like, magazines that you can read while you're waiting here. If you ask why didn't I put down more, because, well, I am completely stretched on budget. I literally have nothing else I can place down. Alright, let's move over to the final building on this side, which is going to be the restroom. And again, not too shabby, it's just a few things put down. Hopefully we'll get a clean wet tub, but at least we know that we'll get a clean toilet soon enough from the season, which I haven't managed to get yet, but you can bet your ass that if I do, I'll switch this one out immediately. Alright, that's pretty much for the bathrooms. Again, not too much. Again, here is the entrance from a bit better view, I guess. We've got the greenhouse here. Again, not too big, but just 3 tiles big. We have got a adhesive farm going on here with 2 of every single of the ingredients: mute fruit, potato, and corn. That's what you need. As well as a chicken coop and fertilizer thingamabob, so that you can actually keep mass producing adhesive if you need to. And some lockers for the equipments of the gardening. I was originally gonna put down a shovel with a weapon rack, but sadly I didn't have enough budget for that because whatever reason, these places are super expensive to place down. And less building on this side as well, but the Brurish Caravan Co. sort of, not headquarters, but I guess checkpoint you could say. Because this is a diner and a hangout area, which kind of was here originally, and that's why the Brotherhood of Steel built around it. That's why all of these buildings are here. But yeah, this thing is the reason why people actually came in here in the first place. So there is a classic jukebox because of, need some mood setting. We've got some previous year's Easter decor here, as well as some of the current ones from the West Virginia train set and whatnot. Looks quite nice. Sadly, the tree is sticking through, but I can't do anything about it. You just have to kind of deal with it, I guess. Again, Brotherhood of Steel is already promoting their propaganda here, but why not? Then we've got, of course, the actual hangout area here with some normal sort of benches and tables, as well as the sort of stool chairs going on here. We've got, again, for colder times, a fireplace, which looks quite nice, and I did place down the weapon rack here, which, despite not having any weapons on it, looks quite nice as a decor on it anyway. There is the window that you can look through here, despite you seeing mostly just a greenhouse, but again, still better look than just a plain wall. We've got some of the beer stains from different events collected here as a display case. And of course the whole kitchen area with Tipsy Tom vending machine kind of serving you. You can go in from here, but despite just being staff only. You have some of the kitchen equipment going around here, as well as the new fridge that I just bought just for this reason. But again, looks quite nice, so I don't really mind the purchase. It's probably the best looking fridge in the game currently. So yeah, that's pretty much wraps up the entire camp build. Hope you guys found it just as much fun as I did, and enjoy the build overall. This is gonna be definitely something that I'll roll with for a good while. I don't think I'll be rebuilding it anytime soon. That was it, and I say my goodbyes. See you everyone.